Welcome to AQual, short for Access Equal, which ensures your internet access is equal and accessible. So let's get started. At this moment, at least 2.2 billion people live with some form of visual impairment or blindness. There are more than 100 vision conditions, and AQual has one simple goal: maximum accessibility. This is because accessibility tools are limited, but the visual needs aren't. So, what is AQual? AQual is a browser extension giving you around 20 different visual accessibility features in one unified solution. On the left are some of the main features, along with the vision difficulties they target on the right. We can have a look at some of them one by one. The first feature is increased font size. This makes the text on any web page larger, making it easier to read, especially for users with low vision. Next, we have reduced text crowding. This increases the spacing between each individual character so the text looks less cramped and much easier to process visually. The next feature is high contrast mode. This is especially helpful for people with light sensitivity or low contrast sensitivity. It makes background colors more accessible, improving readability. We also have brightness dimming. This reduces the overall screen brightness, which is really helpful for people with light sensitivity. Although you could do this with your own device, sometimes the minimum brightness on your screen might not be low enough. Another feature is reduced blue light. This helps reduce digital eye strain and is beneficial for users who are sensitive to blue light exposure. We also support users with color vision deficiencies such as protanopia, where the red perception is weaker. This ensures content remains accessible regardless of color vision difficulties. So for example, you can see the image difference, the color difference in the images. The next feature is emphasized links. Most websites rely on blue text to highlight links, for example, here, here, here. But for someone with color blindness or color vision deficiency, differentiating those colors, like from the dark blue from the black, might be difficult. So instead of relying only on color, AQual underlines each link with a custom pattern. This ensures links are clearly identifiable. We also have a magnifying glass tool. If you're reading an article and want to zoom in on a specific detail, like a word or part of an image, you can use this tool. For example, here we zoomed in on the word your. This is really helpful for people with low vision. The next is line guidance, which acts as a line guide. If you struggle to follow text while reading, this guide moves down the page with you, helping you stay focused on the correct line. Just to demonstrate how compatible the extension is, I'll show it working directly in these slides as I'm presenting. So, as you can see, I can activate it right here and it works perfectly even within the presentation. And of course, I can turn it just as easily, turn it off just as easily with the shortcut. AQual also offers 3 custom cursor options. These are larger and easier to see, which helps users who find the default cursor too small or difficult to track. Many websites include alt text for images, which is helpful for users with vision difficulties. AQual can automatically replace images with their alt text descriptions. But what if the author didn't include alt text at all? What if accessibility best practices weren't followed? That's where AI-generated alt text comes in. We can generate accurate image descriptions using artificial intelligence. For example, here the green text says, "Your passport was read successfully," and this matches perfectly with the AI-generated caption. The accuracy is impressive. And that is it for most of the vision-related features. Now I want to talk about scalability. There are billions of people worldwide who experience various types of disabilities, not just vision related, but also motor, neurological, hearing related, and more. While our main focus is vision accessibility, AQual is designed to scale far beyond that. I've implemented a few features from these categories just to show the scalability potential of AQual. These are all the features in AQual as of this moment. Here are the vision difficulty features, most of which we already discussed. Here are some of the neurological accessibility features, and one of the main ones is Reading Assist. I can quickly show you a demo. So you can open AQual and you can search for Assist, and you can open a research paper. This is really helpful for also for professors who read research papers on a regular basis. So one of the main features is Summarize. Some people might get overwhelmed by the large chunk of text, so you can simply hold Shift and click the paragraph to get a bullet point summary. There we go. You can read over this before reading the paragraph so you feel more comfortable when diving into the actual paragraph. Similarly, you can also rephrase the paragraph to make it simpler to follow, and it also highlights and defines complex words which you might find helpful. Moreover, there's a settings feature right here which you can upload your writing sample, for example, an essay you wrote, and it would try to mimic your writing style to make it even easier for you to follow. So here we can see that it rephrased the text and it is easier to follow, but also it highlighted some complex phrases. And you can go back to the actual paragraph. There are some other features like bionic reading, which is still in research for ADHD, and dyslexia font. Next, let's take a look at motor difficulties. One of the main features is voice commands. The entire extension has been integrated with voice commands, ensuring you can use all the features with just your voice. For example, turn on high contrast mode. There you go. Turn off high contrast mode. There we go. And we also have Gemini Live. So suppose you have a question about this article. What would you do? You might screenshot the article and open ChatGPT, upload the photo, type your question, and wait for the response. Someone with motor difficulties might find that uncomfortable. So let's take a look at what Gemini Live does. What is this image?
The image shows a crowded airport queue with many people waiting. The caption states it's related to a cyber attack that caused disruption and long queues in European airports.
We can see that the response was not only accurate, but also instant, which is a key feature of Gemini Live. And let's finally look at the hearing feature for people with hearing difficulties. Suppose you're in a lecture hall and you have hearing difficulties. So you would try to sit in the front row, but you might have to look up at the screen and that might be uncomfortable. Or you sit at home alone, isolated, which might not be the best experience if you want to watch it online. So what you can do is with AQual, you can switch to the audio tab and you can get live real-time transcription. I can show you a demo right now. Hey, today we are going to learn about data structures and algorithms. We can see that the transcription was near instant and this ensures you can stay in sync with your professor as you're in the lecture in person. You can also use 11 Labs to transcribe the audio, and this comes at the cost of latency. So there will be slightly higher latency as this is cloud processed, but you will get a higher accuracy. We can also test this. Hey, today we will learn about data structures and algorithms. You can see that the accuracy was, in this case, almost the same, but the latency was higher. But with more complex words that are specialized, for example, in like Dijkstra's algorithm, which is specialized in algorithms and data structures, the local model might not be able to pick that up. So there are pros and cons. And one more thing. You might be wondering, what is this surprise feature? Well, introducing AQual Ring. This is a hardware tech, and for this, I have to jump out of the screen recording. So this is the AQual Ring, and you can customize these buttons to use the features you want on the extension. So for example, turn on high contrast mode. And there you go, it turns on high contrast mode. And you can customize it as you wish. Pancakes recipe. Switch to the Images tab. How long would it take me to walk from King's Building to Appleton Tower? There you go. For Skyscanner, book me a flight from Edinburgh to Dublin from the 22nd to the 23rd. Note how I didn't say the month, so it's gonna assume it's our current month. And we can also work with the University of Edinburgh. So open Learn. Open Data Science. And you can navigate through the interface with just your voice commands. Thank you.